Let's start with a question that might surprise you. What if the great split between the Catholic and Orthodox churches, a division we've lived with for nearly 1,000 years, was actually mended once before? And what if its persistence today has less to do with theology and more with a geopolitical accident that history has quietly overlooked? This isn't a theoretical debate. It's a real, documented event that changes how we see the current efforts at unity between Pope Leo and Patriarch Bartholomew. Today, we're looking beyond the polite dialogue to ask, what still divides Rome and the Orthodox East, and is the biggest obstacle something we're afraid to say out loud? This question hit home for me recently. A close friend, exploring faith after a deep personal loss, was drawn to the beauty of Eastern Orthodoxy. I understood completely. The majesty of their liturgies, the depth of their mysticism, the tangible sense of antiquity. It's captivating. They are undeniably apostolic Christians with valid sacraments. My friend and I both felt that pull, but we both became Catholic. Why? In a world full of comforting fictions, we believed truth was more urgent. And that search for truth leads to an inconvenient historical fact. Here's the detail that changes everything. We're taught the Great Schism of 1054 was permanent, but that's not the full story. In the 15th century, with the Ottoman Empire at the gates, the Byzantine Empire faced extinction. In 1439, at the Council of Florence, a desperate reunion happened. The Byzantine Emperor, Constantine XI, and the entire Eastern hierarchy present formally accepted papal supremacy and resolved the doctrinal disputes, like the Filioque. This was not a vague agreement. It was solemnly ratified, and the last emperor of Byzantium, Constantine XI, sealed this unity with his life. Shortly before the fall of Constantinople in 1453, he received Holy Communion from a Latin Catholic bishop. He then went to die on the walls of his city, not as a schismatic, but as a Christian ruler reconciled to Rome. The schism was healed. The empire that gave birth to the Orthodox world died reconciled to Peter. So why are we still divided? The answer is stark: Ottoman conquest. The new Islamic rulers had a vested interest in a divided Christendom. They installed compliant patriarchs in Constantinople and severed ties with Rome. A geopolitical decision, made for control, rehardened the schism. Separation slowly became part of Orthodox identity. This history forces a tough question. If the theological barriers were surmountable in 1439 under threat of death, are they truly insurmountable today? Or have we, over centuries, allowed political and cultural identity to become more important than unity itself? This isn't about saying one side is perfect. What the West can learn from the East: a sober, majestic spirituality that avoids the sentimentality the West can sometimes fall into. A caution against rationalizing mystery into dry doctrine. A resilience forged under persecution, from the Ottomans to the Soviets. What the East needs from the West: a universal, missionary heart. While Catholicism converted continents, Orthodoxy often became insular, tied to ethnicity and nation. Doctrinal clarity and unity. The Orthodox world is fractured into national churches and has hazier teaching on issues like divorce and contraception. The Petrine office. As the Russian philosopher Vladimir Solovyov argued, only Rome provides a center of unity that is neither a national church nor a state church, but universal authority against which the gates of Hades have not prevailed. The polite dialogues today mention stumbling blocks like the Filioque and papal authority, but history shows these were negotiated before. The deeper block may be pride, identity, and the ghosts of empires long gone. The war in Ukraine is a tragic symptom. Orthodox and Catholic heritage peoples in conflict while their civilizations are in demographic and spiritual decline. The schism isn't just a historical footnote. Its consequences are disastrous. The path forward requires brutal honesty. It requires the Orthodox world to remember what its last emperor knew, that in the end, truth and survival were found in unity with Rome. And it requires the Catholic West to reclaim the sacred beauty and sober depth it has sometimes neglected. The question isn't just can we be united, it's do we have the courage to accept that we already were and that we chose to walk away? I want to know what you think. Does this historical perspective change how you see the possibility of Christian unity? Is the main obstacle today more cultural than theological? Share your thoughts below. If this deep dive into the forgotten history of our division was valuable, please give this video a like and share it. Thanks for watching, and may we all seek the unity for which Christ prayed.